We are tonight's entertainment.
What the fuck is this, Chet?
This is a tasty burger.
Were you rushing or were you dragging?
You like Huey Lewis in the news?
Is this your homework, Larry?
Why just spill your beans?
Welcome back to the Film Scoop. Motherfucking Film Scoop. You wanna unhandle my cord right there? It's about to pull this thing off the table.
It's fucking. It's pretty.
Here we go.
It's pretty.
Got the damn.
dense.
Got the damn can of monkeys. Fucking
This is
cord.
Definitely before we start kind of situation.
Leave it in. Live.
We'll
on
do
the
it
air.
live.
Welcome back, brothers. Thank you for tuning in once again.
Yep.
We appreciate it. The loyal scoopers.
Hell yeah.
You got to fight for your right to scoop.
God damn, dude.
That's what I say. Stick it to the man.
Inspiration.
It was never about the money. It was about proving that the human spirit's still alive while everyone else inches down the freeway in their metal coffins.
Step off!
Yeah, we're back. We got some things to fucking discuss here. A lot of new news. Saw a couple new movies. Have a couple things to talk about. But first, I feel like we should kick it off with some trivia.
Okay.
I know we normally do news first, but fuck it.
Yeah.
We make the rules
Just
here.
when you thought
No
you
one can
were
tell us what to
settled
do.
in with your list of rules and how things were going to go, fuck you.
Right when you had your notepad set up of the scoop lineup.
What to expect from
They
the
normally
scoop.
do news before trivia. Fuck all that.
Yep.
Throw it away. Ball it up. Throw it
We're
in the
about
trash.
to clap your fucking cheeks, dude.
We're going to reinvent everything you know
Yeah.
about the film scoop.
We're going to do
right
this
here.
trivia and then just end the podcast.
And you know how I normally go first? Carl's going first today.
Oh God.
Yeah.
All right. I had thought of a really funny question that I was going to ask, and then I forgot it. But I do have a funny trivia question.
Okay.
All right. Mine are all pretty easy except for one. But in Midsummer, what do they use to finish off the old people?
Well, some of the old people jump off a cliff.
What do they use to finish them off?
A big rock.
No.
Finish them off? Wait,
Yeah.
are you talking about killing them?
Yeah.
I thought they got a big rock and hit him in the head and bonked
Nope.
him.
They did get bonked with something.
A penis?
It wasn't. They didn't fuck him.
I've seen Midsummer twice.
It's hilarious what they use.
Just a big pencil?
No, they jump off the cliff, and one of them's like still kind of gargling, and they walk over with this thing, and they bonk him.
Like a big sledgehammer?
Yeah, I have. For my answer, I put cartoon mallet because it's a giant fucking hammer.
The Tom and Jerry hammer?
Yeah, dude, to pull it out of your pocket.
Fucking Fred Flintstone hammer.
It's a giant wooden mallet that this guy walks over and fucking smashes their head like Gallagher.
Now that you say that, I remember.
Yeah, he double hands it like it's a two-handed.
But yeah, it's like the big fucking thing at the carnival. Where you hit it as hard as you can. But it's
the
old
strong
people's
man
heads
does.
instead of the little metal thing.
yeah.
That's
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah.
Those goofsters over
I know,
there
classic.
in Sweden. What can you do?
Getting it done, dude. All right. Another easy one. What is the name of the main character in Late Night with the Devil?
The main character is in The Host.
Yeah, the host.
Jack?
Yep. Jack
Das Mountain.
Close.
Jack. Del?
Yep. And then a name after Del.
It's not Roy.
It is Roy.
Jack Delroy.
Yep. Jack Delroy.
Hell yeah.
Crushed it. And my final
we
question.
forgot to mention this is horror trivia.
Oh, yeah.
In honor of Abigail.
Of course.
Yeah.
Because, well, I'm not going to say anything because,
Yeah.
you know, We're gonna talk about it. What year did Reanimator come out?
Reanimator, I believe, is... Oh, come on. I don't want to fuck this up.
You asked for it.
I know. I want a release year question every week. At least one. Those are fun to me.
While you think
I'm between 2 years.
Okay.
I'm between 84 and 85. And I'm going to say 85.
It's 85. That was
Hell
crazy.
yeah.
I remembered my funny question, too.
Okay.
Who fucked the lamb in Lamb?
The Lamb.
You got it. Dude, you're 4 for 4. You're batting 1,000 right now, dude. That's crazy.
All right, my trivia. These are all pretty easy in my opinion.
They're all just years, and I get none of them.
I don't
wrong.
give. Actually, one of them's no. None of them are years.
Okay.
Because you're not a fan of that.
I don't.
Not a number guy.
I'm what you would call intellectually challenged when it comes down to general knowledge. But go ahead.
Dude, there's this. I know you don't think Seinfeld's funny, but there's a scene where George goes to the doctor, and the doctor says he asks him if he's mentally handicapped or if he's handicapped in any way, and George goes, "I've had my difficulties." And hearing it from George Costanza is just it's 10 times funnier.
Yeah, that's hilarious.
Okay, first question. Who directed the 1976 Carrie?
I don't know.
I'm gonna take a swig of my drink. Give you some more time.
I don't know.
That's bad. This is something you should know.
I don't know.
No guess. Just throw out a name. Throw out a guess. Who's somebody who made movies in the 70s and 80s?
Joel Schumacher.
No.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's Brian De Palma.
Oh, classic.
Name other movies Brian De Palma made.
He made that. What is it? Didn't he do Brick? Am I fucking making shit up?
What the fuck, Carl?
I thought he did Brick.
Are we talking about different bricks?
I don't think so.
Ryan Johnson made Brick.
Oh shit!
40 years after that.
I don't know when Brick came out, dude.
It had Joseph Gordon-Levitt in it.
I don't know who's in it. I just know there's a movie called Brick where there's a homeless guy.
Okay, I don't think Brick is about a homeless guy, so I think you're just fucking up the name.
Okay.
Brick has Joseph Gordon-Levitt in it, and he's like investigating his girlfriend's disappearance. So you're just making some shit up.
I'm thinking of there's a movie. There's like a scene that people talk about where like they turn this corner, a homeless guy comes out.
I can just tell you, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about, but you should be thinking of plenty of other movies other than that.
That's the first thing that came to mind.
You don't know any other Brian De Palma movies?
I don't think so.
This is something that needs to change.
I'm sure I've seen him. I just can't think
one
of
of
it off the top of my head.
Scarface.
Hell yeah.
Carrie. Blowout.
Damn. You guy's a fucking animal.
Yeah.
Anyway, next question.
I thought these were easy. What does Chris do for a living in Get Out?
He's a photographer. Yep.
It's pretty easy. If you just think about the movie and like what happened.
I was like,
movie.
wait, he took a picture of that guy. Yeah.
Yeah. And third question: what is Kurt Russell doing in The Thing when we're introduced to his character?
Oh. Playing chess, virtual chess.
Yep.
Yep. And then he pours his fucking whiskey on there and he goes, cheating, bitch.
Yep.
Classic McCready, dude. JR motherfucking McCready.
Hell yeah. Fucking on the wall.
Yep.
Right there.
Dude, I need that hat.
Oh, yeah.
I gotta have it, dude. Yeah. All four of them.
The flaps.
All four of them sky high, dude.
All right. So some news to go over. We just watched it. We'll go ahead and talk about it. Deadpool Wolverine trailer. Now listen. Bunch of people have been shitting on this movie.
Whoa.
Saying it looks bad. And saying Marvel's stinky. Listen. I agree that Marvel's stinky. Takes no convincing.
Yeah.
I've stopped watching their movies. I didn't watch the Marvels. I didn't watch the last 3 shows they released. I don't give a fuck about it. I'm with you there. All right.
You're not gonna get any guff out of us.
Yeah. I'm not a Marvel defender.
Yeah.
But this shit looks awesome. All right. This is different.
So fun.
This judge with your own eyes. All right. When a new Marvel trailer comes out, you can watch it and you can say, when we saw the Marvels trailer, I said, man, that looks bad.
Yeah.
And we just didn't watch it because I heard it was bad, so I didn't watch it. I watched the Deadpool Wolverine trailer and I'm like, this looks like a blast.
Yeah.
I mean, is this going to be the Batman? No. But does it look fun as hell? Yes.
Yep.
So people are like critiquing the color grading and, oh, it looks so gray and, yeah, no fucking shit. It's not a Robert Eggers movie. I mean, like we're talking about Marvel here.
Yeah, that's been every movie they've ever made.
Yeah, and Marvel's movies have always been gray.
Yeah.
Other than like James Gunn movies, even them sometimes the color grading's pretty shit. Like they've always been gray, and we still got Endgame, and everyone. There's a lot of revisionist history right now with Endgame and Infinity War, and people act like they're not good anymore. But at the time, they were the shit, and everyone liked them. And I don't give a fuck about the color grading. I'm not going to a Marvel movie to get some amazing cinematography. I know what it is.
Yeah.
But sometimes, depending on the characters and the writing, they can be really fun.
Yeah.
And I think
people dick ride Winter Soldier like crazy.
And that movie looks like shit.
Yeah.
And the action shit. And people...
That's one of the grayest movies that they've made.
Yeah. And people meat ride it.
Yeah.
So, I think it looks awesome. I'm really excited to watch it. Some people, I think, don't want to admit that they're excited about it because it's Marvel. Fuck all that. I mean, I'm excited for Daredevil Born Again.
Yeah.
I'm sort of excited for Fantastic Four because the cast is interesting and I like the 60s vibe that the posters have that they released. And it's just, I love those characters too.
Yeah, I love the
Fantastic
Fantastic
characters.
Four.
And then if that Blade movie ever gets made, I'll be there.
You've heard it here, folks, but I'm starting to have a little bit of worries about the old Blade movie.
Yeah. it's having troubles.
Yeah. Starting to think it probably might not pull through.
Yeah. But there's like a handful of Marvel things that I'm still excited to see. Just because it's Marvel doesn't mean I'm not going to be excited about it. It all depends on the characters. And I just think, like... Logan is set in the future, so it's not like they're undoing anything. They're just giving us an additional story, like something that we missed.
Well, now it's all alternate timelines,
and you can look at it like that too. But some people are in the mindset of I don't want to bring back Hugh Jackman because he's already dead, and you're gonna ruin Logan, and I just don't see it like that.
I thought that when they first announced that Hugh Jackman was gonna be playing Wolverine again, I was like, I don't want them to undo Logan. But then they did the quantum universe and like all the parallel universes and shit, and now it's like, okay, so like
even if they didn't do that though, it's Logan is set in the future, so they're telling a story that like Logan hasn't happened yet. So they're just going back in time, giving us an additional story to have some fun. Logan's still they're not undoing anything, so don't get your panties in a twist, all right? It'll be okay. It'll be okay.
Yeah.
But I think it looks fun.
I think it looks awesome. I think Hugh Jackman looks
better than I'll ever look, and he's 55.
Dude, I need to change. I need to change my appearance. I need to change my body. I need to do something because I look disgusting. I'm a nasty person, and he's not. and I want to be like that.
Yeah.
Do you know how I'm gonna look when I'm 50, dude? Imagine me, and then imagine me plus 30 years.
I'm gonna remove every mirror in my house when I'm 50,
dude. I'll have pins in my knee by the time I'm 50, dude. What the hell?
And then we also watched the Hitman trailer. The reviews for Hitman, the people that saw it at festivals, are crazy. They're like a lot of 5 stars.
Oh my god.
A lot of really crazy reviews for Hitman. So, I mean, Richard Linklater, Glenn Powell, sign me up.
Yeah.
I mean, I think the trailer does like a decent job of not showing too much. I don't know. Maybe not. But I guess it's just the way that it's edited, how quickly it moves. I don't feel like I know all what goes on in the movie.
Yeah. Like, I think when we first talked about it, you were like, "Oh, Glenn Powell's doing a Hitman movie," and I was like, "Holy shit!" Like, I thought they were doing like The Killer, and then it was like, "Oh, it's Richard Linklater, and it's gonna be a comedy," and I was like, "Oh, okay." And I think that what they're doing looks really unique. Other than like, there was a movie I watched with Sam Rockwell and Anna Kendrick, and I don't remember, but Sam Rockwell's a hitman, and it's like a comedy, and it wound up being kind of bland, even though Sam Rockwell's good in it. But I think what they're doing with this, with him being the fake hitman, I like that. I like what they're doing.
It's interesting. Yeah. Transformers 1 trailer. So I think that making an animated Transformers movie is a good idea. I think that makes so much sense, but I really despise the animation that they went with for this movie. I think it looks like shit.
Yeah.
You know, like the low budget Nickelodeon cartoons that they would do? Like they did one for TMNT. They did like it was like a 2013 show.
Yeah,
I don't know if you've ever seen the animation for it, or like Fanboy and Chum Chum, like that kind of animation.
Yeah.
That's how this looks.
Yeah, it's
and
like
it looks so childish and
cheap 3D animation.
Cheap 3D animation. That's how it looks to me. And it can be so simple. Like, what do you just do 2D animation.
Yeah.
It looks better.
It looks
doesn't
worse.
have to be hand drawn. That no one holds you up to that standard.
Yeah.
Studio Ghibli's the only people that do that. But at least 2D, like that's all we want.
Yeah.
3D animation does not look good anymore unless you're Pixar and you're dumping shit loads of money into it with like the best artists in the world.
Yeah. It looks like 15 times worse than like the original 90s like Transformers cartoon.
Yeah. Exactly. Just do what they should be doing, what like Disney's doing with X-Men 97.
Yeah.
And just they're like, "Oh, people like that animation style. They have a lot of nostalgia for it. Let's just do that."
Yeah.
And just do that again. Just do Transformers.
Yeah.
But in that old
It's easier.
90s. It's easier. They did it in the 90s. Like, how can it be harder?
Bust out your fucking pocket abacus.
Yeah.
And fucking make it happen, dude.
Yeah. So I think the trailer kind of looks like shit. I think the animation looks bad, and I also don't like Chris Hemsworth as Optimus Prime. I mean, it's possible that I just won't like anyone as Optimus Prime outside of Peter Cullen.
Because he's the fucking goat.
But it's also like, are you just supposed to never use Optimus Prime ever again? It's like,
no.
Not really.
Optimus and Megatron are the most like
you have to find
iconic Transformers characters that's ever been.
Yeah.
They are Transformers.
Yeah. So it's hard to say like, oh, just leave Optimus Prime alone, because it's like, come on, he's a super huge character. They're gonna use him again. But I guess I wish they would have found a better voice actor, because I just don't. It's also, this movie is the prime example of what I've been saying is wrong with voice acting in animated movies.
Casting A-listers. Yeah.
When there used to be days of voice actors.
Yeah.
There's actors, and then there's voice actors. And voice actors are specifically talented at doing voices.
Yeah.
And you also don't see them in live action movies, so when you hear their voice, you don't picture a person. You just hear the character.
Yeah.
And they're doing it now where they're just getting A-listers because it gets people in seats. Oh, that's the Transformers movie with Chris Hemsworth and Scarlett Johansson and Keegan-Michael Key and all that shit. And when you're watching the movie, you don't hear, oh, that's this character. You're like, oh, that's Scarlett Johansson. I've seen her in 15 movies.
Yeah.
And she's not doing a voice. She's just talking like Scarlett Johansson. And I just think that we should go back to doing voice actors. But it's so hard to explain to a studio. It's so hard to get funding for a movie when there's no stars in it. Like, studios want stars. That's what sells tickets. They want stars. And it's really hard to get a movie made when there's no stars in it. So I think that's the problem, is that the directors have been forced into putting A-listers into animated movies because they just can't really do voice actors anymore unless it's like a TV show and it's low budget or something.
Yeah.
But big time movies, it seems like they just can't anymore.
I will say I don't mind Scarlett Johansson because I do think that she's very, very talented. After watching like her with the amount of emotion she can carry and like just her voice.
Oh yeah.
She's really good, but the rest of like I don't know if Chris has done any like actual voice acting yet.
It's not that I think any of the actors are bad, but it's more just they're too recognizable.
Yeah.
And I mean, David Tyree Henry's great. Chris Hemsworth, depending on the role, can be really good.
Yeah.
And hopefully he's really good in Furiosa. We haven't seen it yet. But it's less about like I think they're bad actors, and it's more just I don't like hearing such recognizable voices in animated movies.
Yeah. No, I feel that.
Yeah.
I feel that.
And also the writing just seems very immature and like not funny, and it stands for badassatron. Fucking kiss my ass. Yeah. I'm not 12
go fuck
anymore.
yourself, nerd.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think it looks very good.
Yeah.
I perhaps might not even watch it. Especially if the reviews are bad, I don't really want to sit through that.
Let me tell y'all something right now. I fucking love Optimus Prime. And I love Transformers. And I would be okay sitting that one out. If people said it was bad.
Yeah. If it was getting like 3.5s, I'll probably check it out. But especially, I don't know when it comes out. I think it's like later this year, like August or September or something. And normally that's pretty big movie months. So I think I'll pass. I think there will be other things out that I'll be interested in. Yeah. Brian Cox shit on Joaquin Phoenix for his Napoleon performance.
He went full Kendall Roy. Or not Kendall Roy. Fucking Logan Roy.
Yeah. I told Carl about this, and I was like, we were on the way to see Abigail, and I was like, you know who Brian Cox is? And he was like, yeah. And I was like, yeah, so Brian Cox shit on Joaquin Phoenix for his Napoleon performance. And he was like, wait, you're talking about Daredevil, right? I was like, no, that's Charlie Cox. And he was like, oh, who's Brian Cox? And I told him, and he was like, yeah, it was a shit performance, and I could have done a lot better. And it makes sense that his name's Joaquin because it sounds like wacky, and he gave a wacky performance. And I was like, holy shit, dude, that never
shit down his neck, dude.
I don't think an actor has ever as directly and bluntly insulted another actor's performance before.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever heard anything like that. Normally it's like a sneak diss or something like...
they'll be like, I wouldn't have done it like that.
Yeah, but most of the time they're really nice. Like if you ask Joaquin Phoenix about like Jared Leto's Joker in an interview, he'll be like, oh yeah, I saw that movie and I thought Jared did great and he brought a lot of interesting ideas to the table, and lying out of his ass.
Yeah.
But like that's what you do. You be professional and you be nice. And he just straight up shit on the guy. And I was like, okay, so he wasn't playing a character in Succession. He's just Logan Roy. Yeah. He's just an asshole.
That's fucking awesome, dude.
Yeah.
I kind of dig it though.
Yeah, I mean, hell yeah. I mean,
he's not wrong. Dude.
Let's get these actors to fucking fight to the death.
Yeah, shape up, dude.
Yeah.
Shape up or fuck off.
Yeah.
Brian said, I'm fucking in, you're fucking out.
Yeah, I like the transparency. I think it's just because he's gotten so old, and he probably always wanted to do a Napoleon movie and like is mad that he didn't get to, and now he's shitting on Joaquin because he thought his performance was bad, which I think it was too. I mean, Brian kind of knows ball on this topic.
No.
I did not like that performance at all. I didn't like the movie, but I also didn't like the performance.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was funny. I didn't tell you about this, but Tarantino is no longer making The Movie Critic.
Whoa. What happened?
Yeah. He just decided not to.
Oh.
He's making one more movie, and he thought it was going to be The Movie Critic, and now he's changing his mind. And then, so there were rumors that Cliff Booth was going to return in The Movie Critic. And it came out, once he decided not to do The Movie Critic, it came out that The Movie Critic was one thing, and then he was also working on another idea about, like, a movie where Cliff Booth would return. Which I guess was going to be like a Once Upon a Time in Hollywood sequel, which I'd come in my pants for.
Yeah.
And he's deciding to not do either of those, and he's going to do something else. And it is funny to, like, joke about it because people are talking about how he's, like, stressing out because he gave himself a 10-movie rule, and now he's, like, freaking out because he doesn't want his last one to be bad, and he wants it to be perfect and all this stuff. But I think people are also forgetting that directors doing this and, like, changing their mind, going with one idea, writing it for a while, changing their mind, it's a very normal thing.
Yeah.
It's normally just not released to the public that they're doing that.
Yeah.
It's normally all behind closed doors. Like, for example, Last Night in Soho, Edgar Wright's last movie, came out in 2021. And it's just now been announced that he's doing a Running Man movie with Glenn Powell. I highly doubt that he went straight from Last Night in Soho to, like, okay, I'm making the Running Man. It was probably years of him going back and forth. Oh, do I make another Shaun of the Dead? Oh, do I make do I adapt this book? Oh, like, do I write this original thing? Like, it's probably a bunch of back and forth, second guessing, what do I want to do next? And then they finally decide, and then it's released to the public.
Yeah.
And I don't think it's weird at all that he's getting antsy and, like, second guessing himself and wanting to do the perfect movie to go out on.
No, I don't think it's weird. I do think that he probably does have a lot more pressure than he normally would, since he gave himself, like, this is my last movie. Still don't know why he did that. That's pretty crazy.
Because he cares too much about his filmography. He cares too much about the way people look at him and his work, and he doesn't want to go on for too long, and kind of like Ridley Scott's doing right now with, like, Napoleon and the House of Gucci, and he doesn't want to become that.
Yeah.
Like, if Ridley Scott did, like, Alien, Blade Runner, and finished off with, like, Thelma and Louise and Gladiator was his last movie, like, it doesn't matter to me. Like, if you make those movies and then you go on to make a bunch of pieces of shits,
Yeah.
that doesn't change how I view you. You still made those movies.
Yeah.
If you shoot more shots, you'll miss more shots. That's
Yeah.
what's going to happen. So it doesn't change anything, in my opinion. But some people do view it as, like, oh, he can't be the greatest director because he has all these shit movies. And if he would have stopped at Gladiator, perhaps people would look at him differently. And I think that's what Tarantino is trying to avoid. But, like, who cares?
Yeah.
Like, you love making movies. you breathe movies, and you're really good at it, and people love them. So
Yeah,
just
he
keep
also
doing it.
has the persona of, like, not caring what other people think. So it's weird that he cares so
Very
much about what people
contradictory.
think. Yeah.
Yeah, it's odd. So hopefully, I don't think he's gonna make 10 and stop. I think that's an easy thing to say when you were on, like, movie 4.
Yeah.
Like, oh yeah, I'll make 10, and that's, like, a nice clean number. I'll cut it off there. Once his 10th movie's released and he's sitting there twiddling his thumbs, like,
writing plays. and
yeah,
shit.
he says he's gonna write books and plays and do TV shows, and he probably will do all that. But he's also gonna get some great idea for a movie that he's gonna want to make, and I just think, and then he'll make it some big thing. Oh, he's unretiring from movies and
Yeah.
doing his 11th movie, and it'll be some big thing. And I think that's what it's going to be. I don't think 10 will be it, but,
Yeah.
you know, who knows?
This is what happens when an unstoppable force meets an immovable object.
Yeah, but anyways, I mean, I'm not too upset about him not making the movie critic. What I think would be cool, though, I know he'd never do it. It's so un-Tarantino to do it, but I think it'd be cool if he, like, finished the script for the movie critic and either released the screenplay or turned it into a book. Mm-hmm. Because I want to know,
That'd be cool.
like, what that concept was.
Yeah.
Because it was probably a lot it was probably a lot of like some character making fun of a lot of movies, and like that just sounds fun. Hearing Tarantino write a character about like a movie critic, that just sounds fun.
Yeah.
But
So
whatever
I guess
he
those-
chooses.
Those rumors about him casting Shane Gillis were not true.
Yeah, I don't think that was ever. Paul Walter Hauser was possible.
Yeah.
That seems like that could have worked, but not Shane Gillis. That's just not going to happen. So yeah, we'll see what he does. Miles Teller and Andrew Garfield being eyed to star in Martin Scorsese's Jesus movie.
Ooh.
Yeah. Andrew Garfield can't get enough of those Martin Scorsese religion movies.
Dude.
I mean, he wants another one.
I mean, I fucking love silence, so keep feeding me.
Yeah.
Keep feeding me Poppy.
I'm fascinated by that.
Yeah.
But I'm more fascinated by Scorsese set to direct a Frank Sinatra film starring Leonardo DiCaprio.
Oh my god, dude.
I keep picturing, like, when I'm thinking about Leo having Frank Sinatra vibes, I'm thinking about What's Behind the Green Door. I'm picturing, like, 3 hours of that.
Oh, dude, I'm when you said Frank Sinatra, I immediately thought about Great Gatsby.
Oh.
I don't know why.
I could see that, too.
Him in all of his fancy suits.
Yeah. Old
But-
sport.
Yeah, Green Door for sure.
Yeah, Green Door. Yeah. And that's the last of the news. But one thing I needed to bring up before we get into the watch list is Carl and I saw Abigail. We were driving home. We were talking about vampire movies. We were perusing vampire films on Letterboxd, and Carl was like, what's the best way to find vampire movies? And I was like, just search vampire on Letterboxd lists, and people will make lists of like vampire movies. And he was on one of those, and he found one titled Jesus Christ Vampire Hunter. And we pulled up the trailer, and I'd be lying if I said it's not the best thing I've ever seen in my life. You guys all pause the scoop right now.
Yeah.
Go watch the trailer for Jesus Christ Vampire Hunter.
It looks incredible.
I just want to set the scene for you real quick.
Yeah.
The trailer starts with him saying vampires, it's like a narrator saying vampires in this reality aren't
They no longer fear the sun.
they no longer fear the sun. So it's time for them to fear the Son of God. And then it cuts to him doing a karate move. Jesus Christ doing a karate move, then riding a moped. If you're not sold, just poke your eyes out. I mean,
Yeah.
you have no taste.
Yeah.
You have no
It
idea
looks
what this is that we
so
do.
good. I
It
sent
looks
that
incredible.
trailer to a buddy of mine, and he said obviously it looks amazing, but he also said, I'm not gonna lie, his words were Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter. It was kind of peak.
Wow.
So I'm gonna have to check that out, dude.
We were talking about Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter too. I was talking about like the guy who wrote that, like showing up to Warner Brothers and like plopping the script on the desk. Like, check that shit out.
I'll take my raise now. You turn it in, you're welcome. I just made you millions.
Let me know when it's done.
Obviously, Daniel Day
Reprising his role.
Abraham Lincoln. What a dumbass concept for a movie. Look, I'm fucking
We gotta watch that.
making fun of it, but it might blow my socks
Dude, I
off.
think this year for our spooky special, like our Halloween special, since last year we talked about good horror movies, this year we should watch like the shit ones.
Oh yeah.
Or like the so bad they're good, like goofy shit like that.
Oh,
Jesus
yeah.
Christ Vampire Hunter and Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter,
That
Van
movie-
Helsing.
Jesus Christ is gonna be so good.
Yeah.
It's gonna be. Van Helsing is nuts, dude.
I actually think I'm gonna like Van Helsing.
There's a sequence, I'm gonna point it out to you, but it's the weirdest thing I've ever seen in my life happens in the movie, and I don't know if you'll notice it. So when we watch it, I'm gonna see if you pick up on it.
Okay.
Because it's fucking crazy. I don't know why it stands out to me so much, but I was like, what the fuck just happened?
Yeah, so that's all we got, but right before we get into the watch list, I watched I think I talked about it on the last scoop, I don't know. But I started Shogun. I was recommended it by some buddies, and I watched it. I caught up. I think it's amazing. So I told Carl to watch it, and he isn't feeling that way so far. And he's on episode 8.
Yes, I'm on episode 8.
And that's enough episodes to where you should be... Are you feeling it now, Mr. Krabs? You should be feeling it by now.
I'm not really feeling it. And obviously I'm by the end of the night I'm going to be caught up for the finale tomorrow. I'm not like people hate the show. Like I'm still having fun watching it. And obviously the production is very high end. The performances are great. Everything looks great visually. The sets, the costumes, all of it looks great. But I can't help but feel like there's not a lot going on, and there's a lot that's I'm struggling with a couple things. There's a lot of stuff that was introduced to me that I have not seen anything happen with. And then there's also a lot of characters that have the same kind of like hairstyles and similar sounding names.
A lot of guys with shaved heads on top.
Yeah. So I'm having trouble keeping up with who's who. Like I don't think I could tell you the names of any of the main characters.
I think you know one.
I know John. I know Mariko.
It's they pronounce it differently, but they say Mariko or
Mariko.
Yeah.
I don't know Hiroyuki's name.
Tornaga.
Yeah, I don't know his name. And then he's got I think it's his brother, because his son calls him uncle. Mm-hmm. He's got a beard, and he's got just the most cutest smile you've ever seen. The guy that boils a guy alive. Yeah. Insane smile. That guy smiles. Yeah. I'm doing whatever he tells me.
I don't remember everyone's name. I know that his, I don't know what you call him, but he's kind of Tornaga's buddy.
The guy with the beard?
I guess.
I'm talking about the guy with the beard and ponytail.
Did he start fighting John on the beach? Practicing?
Yeah.
Yeah, that guy.
Yeah.
His name's Yabashige.
Oh, I had no idea.
Yeah. I feel like you should know their names, the main group of characters, the main 4 or 5 people.
I know who they are. Obviously, I know that guy is one of the lords of what's his name? Yabashige. Tornaga. He's one of the Tornaga's lords. But other than that, that's kind of it.
Yeah.
They do a lot of stuff with the Catholic and Protestant war with Portugal, and I thought that something was going to happen because there's a really cool scene where Tornaga has John draw a map of what the world looks like because he's been around other places. Mm-hmm. And they find out that England exists, and then just nothing happens. They haven't circled back to that at all. Talked about it, discussed it, nothing.
I mean,
and
sure, it's not really something I've thought about.
There's also so they introduced the Portuguese people and the Catholics. There's that bald guy that keeps running around, and the guy with the Shakespeare collar that's always go do this. Mm-hmm. And they haven't really done anything except for, I think they paid a guy to try and kill John at one point.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I mean, some people are higher on it than I am, Shogun. some people compare it to Game of Thrones and say it's like, I've heard some people say they think it's better than the first season of Game of Thrones. So I think maybe some people's expectations are too high, and maybe some people expect more action than the show has, because it's a very dialogue heavy show and a very like slow about characters manipulating each other, and like it's more of that kind of show than just like action.
Yeah.
So when there is action, it feels very earned and awesome. So I like that about it, but I can see that turning off some people.
Yeah, I like it too, and like there's portions of the show that's Tornaga and I think his name is Ishido, the main council guy
who's out for him.
Yeah,
yeah,
where they're like batting against each other almost.
Yeah.
Where like he serves them like you're gonna get impeached unless you do this. He sneaks out, and then like he resigns.
They're playing
also.
chess.
Yeah, he resigns, and then you're like, well, now you can't vote because you don't have enough members, and you can't agree on the amount of on another member. Like they were butt fucking each other for the longest time. I was like, that's cool.
Yeah,
but like the other stuff, I don't care about the Portuguese.
I can see Catholics. That. I mean, I agree somewhat. Like the Portuguese and Christian like storyline is definitely the least interesting, but it's also not like I want to get on my phone or anything. Like I'm definitely waiting for Tornaga to show up or John to show up. But
I did watch an episode where like 70% of the episode was them getting John laid, which was crazy.
Yeah, I told you when you were watching that episode, because I kind of wanted to say like I didn't like this subplot very much because it didn't really go anywhere.
Yeah. Don't get me wrong, I was rock hard.
Kind of a waste of time.
I was rock hard the whole time, dude.
Yeah. So some people are higher on it than me. I think it's really good and I enjoy it a lot and I recommend it to people, but I don't think it's some like masterpiece, top 10 shows of all time kind of deal. Some people I know said that episode 9, which is like the last one that came out, people said that was like the best episode of TV ever, or like up there.
Yeah.
And I thought it was really good, but I didn't feel that way about it. So maybe that episode will really resonate with you and like, because everyone thinks it's like one of the better episodes of the show. So maybe that will like hook and sinker like you into the show.
Yeah.
I don't know, but it's a very like, it's the episode that made me realize how much of a chess game this whole season has been.
Yeah.
And how there's a lot of subtleties about the show, that some character says one thing and it isn't really what they're actually doing. Like there's motives behind it. So it seems like they're doing something, but they're actually kind of doing the opposite.
Yeah.
There's a lot of stuff like that you have to be thinking about. And sometimes I don't think about stuff like that while I'm watching stuff. I just kind of take it in and I'm like, oh, that's what's happening.
Yeah.
And I'm not thinking about the context. And
it'll probably benefit too off of a rewatch.
I've been thinking about rewatching it.
Yeah, I think I'm going to finish it and rewatch it, because then I think there's going to be a lot of stuff that gets like unlocked for me, because it's it is a gorgeous show. Every scene in it is gorgeous. Like even just like John like looking out into his backyard. Like,
dude, I love those scenes when they're like in like the house.
Yeah.
Like they're in their house and then the doors open and you see it raining outside and you hear the rain patter and they're talking. Oh.
Sign me up.
Give me a whole movie of just that. Characters talking while it rains outside.
Yeah. So I think that once I watch it and I get all the spectacle out of the way, I can go in and really dive into what's going on fully.
I remember, without getting into spoilers, I remember episodes like 6 and 7 having crazy endings.
I binged it like too fast for me to like keep up with.
Like the last couple episodes you've watched.
One episode ended hilariously.
I think I know what you think is hilarious. It involves a rock.
Yeah, dude, it was so funny. I was like, we're gonna get some shit, dude, now.
My jaw dropped when I saw that.
Dude, like, full blown, just
We don't need to get into it.
That was crazy.
Anyways, yeah, Shogun. The finale comes out tomorrow,
Yep.
so we can't really talk about that yet because we haven't seen it. But we'll talk about it next week. Hopefully, the finale brings Carl around, and
It's still a good show, and I'm glad that people are like hyping it up because I want more high production miniseries like Chernobyl, which I think is the best miniseries ever made.
Yeah,
So, yeah, give me more shit
better
like
than
that.
True Detective.
Yeah, I like Chernobyl more.
I don't know if True Detective actually counts as a miniseries. I mean, I would consider it because it's its own thing,
It's a standalone story,
but it is a season of a show that has multiple seasons, so I could see like the technicalities.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think it could get nominated for best miniseries at the Oscars
Yeah,
because it's like a
because then like
show.
American Horror Story would be a miniseries.
Yeah, so technically not, but like in my head, it's
Season-
one
just
season
one
of
season.
It's a season of a story, and
Yeah.
that's it. And that's in my head. That's a miniseries.
No, I do prefer Chernobyl,
Okay.
but that's me being a lunatic.
No, I mean Chernobyl's crazy. Like if that stuff interests you, it's probably the best thing you've ever
Yeah,
seen in your
it's
life.
so.
because the
I'm
because the
gonna
technical
go Joaquin Phoenix over
yeah,
here, dude.
the technical aspects of Chernobyl are god tier. So,
Yeah.
yeah, but that's enough for all that. We can get into the watch list. See what I've been watching. Did you have anything that I didn't watch?
No, I have been grinding out Shogun and working like a fucking dog, dude.
Yeah, you've been getting shit on.
Yep.
Been getting shit on hard.
Cutting it there.
You got to start laying down the law.
Dude, my wife manipulated me into doing stuff that I didn't want to do. And I called her out on it. I said, it's not going to work this time. And you know what? She
worked.
got me. I did it. I did what she wanted me to do. I fell right into her trap. That fucking...
You made me do cum. All right. First up on the watch list, the most cum-worthy item on the list. We saw Interstellar in theaters.
Oh my god, dude. Cried. Tears ran down the face.
It was even better than I thought it would be.
Yeah.
Like that theater experience. Oh my god. I mean, I'd never seen Interstellar in theaters. I didn't watch it when it came out. I've only seen it at home, and like, I can't even describe how much I enjoyed watching that in theaters.
Dude, you know, my first time watching Interstellar was with Logan and your dad, and I got there late.
Oh,
Which, if I miss any part of a movie for some reason, it takes me
tainted.
out of it.
It's tainted for the rest of that viewing.
That
I know
happened.
exactly
That
how
happened
you
to
feel.
Parasite. That happened with me and Parasite. I missed
You
like the
constantly feel like you are missing something,
Yeah.
even though you probably aren't.
Yeah.
Because not that much happens in the first 2 minutes of a movie, but you think that's what happened when we watched TMNT.
Yeah.
And like I loved it, but I was like, I feel like I'm missing something because I came in not at the beginning.
Yeah, dude.
If you don't see the opening like company credits, like you feel like you missed some shit.
Yeah, I feel like I missed half the movie. I could have gotten there a minute late. Like a minute of something could have happened. An establishing shot. And I'd
It's
be
a
like,
mental thing.
I'd be like, I don't know where I am. I don't know what I'm doing.
Yeah. I'm gonna go back tomorrow. I don't know.
I'll try again later.
I don't know what the fuck's going on here.
That was my. And then even being late though, and having that feeling, the movie ended. I was like, that was fucking incredible.
Interstellar gets better every time I watch it.
Yeah.
It was a movie I was fairly critical of at first. I still liked it, but I didn't like the ending, and I thought there were things that didn't make sense. And now, like every time I watch it, it just gets better and better for me.
Yeah.
And hearing Hans Zimmer's score in theaters is just nothing I've ever experienced in my life.
Yeah.
And I mean, I cried like 3 times, maybe 4 times, I don't know.
What got you?
Well, him saying goodbye for the first time got me, especially because you watch that scene now, picturing him in the Tesseract at the end of the movie, watching himself leave, which makes it even more sad. And I was just also, I think about like when you're a kid, how much your parents mean to you.
Yeah.
And the thought of like your mom's already passed away and your dad is leaving you.
Yeah.
And like, I can't even imagine.
You know what got me, dude? When he says bye for the first time, I was holding strong, dude. I was like, I'm not gonna embarrass myself and start fucking bawling in the middle of this theater. But he drives off, and as he's driving, he lifts up the blanket
thing.
and I went, oh my god,
Yeah.
you're fucking killing me,
dude. There was
trying to kill me
multiple times when he gets back from Miller's planet and watches the 23 years of messages, and Jessica Chastain's talking about, you told me that we might be the same age when you come back, and today I'm the same age that you were when you left. And she starts crying, and she said it'd be a real good time for you to come back. And that just
Casey saying, this is me letting you go, and he's like shaking his head, just like powerless to do anything about it.
Dude, I mean, that movie is like science fiction at its peak.
Yeah.
Like, that's what science fiction is about. It's using a science fiction story to tell a human emotional story.
Yeah.
And I think that movie does it better than most other ones. Yeah. Even ones that I love. I love Blade Runner 2049. I love Dune. I love all types of shit. But I feel like Interstellar, no science fiction movie gets me that emotional. Yeah. And I just feel like it's a masterpiece. I mean, it's not something that's gonna like happen again, probably.
Yeah.
And the visuals are, I mean, everyone knows it's Interstellar. I mean, it's one of the best movies ever made. It's one of my favorite movies. Made me cry a bunch. Dude, the docking scene in theaters, when she said,
God, dude, my pants
when she
were
said,
full of cum.
Dude, Anne Hathaway goes, "What are you doing?" And he goes, "Docking." Dude, and then the fucking score cuts in, and it's a wide shot of his ship hawking down the docking station.
Dude.
I became a goosebump.
I wanted to
I wanted to punch somebody.
I wanted to knock someone the fuck out, dude.
God fucking damn it.
Someone needs to pay for this.
Chris, you son of a bitch. Boy, I oughta.
Dude, I needed a release, dude. I was like, my fury is built up.
Dude, I couldn't breathe. Like, I felt like I was on another planet watching that.
Like, I felt like I was docking, dude. I was...
Dude, oh my God. It's not possible. It's necessary.
God,
are you kidding me, dude? That's some... Don't go easy into that Dark Knight. Rage against the dying of the light.
Yeah.
Dude, that speech is fucking crazy.
Rage. I was like, fuck, dude.
Yeah.
What the hell is going on?
Dude. Oh my God, that movie is ridiculous. There's so much just cool shit.
Yeah.
That just leaves you thinking when you leave Interstellar.
Dude, the airlock blowout scares the shit out of me every time it happens.
It's horrifying. It's so fucking loud.
I never expect it. I'm always like, I know it's gonna happen, and then it happens, and I go, no. Dude, my ass gets tight every time.
Dr. Mann fucking sucks. What a pussy.
Dude, I would have done it.
Dude,
I would have done it too.
I don't think I could.
You just fucking die?
Yeah.
Nah, dude, I'm fucking pressing the button.
No, I don't think I could do it. I mean, that's easy for me to say, but I don't think I could.
He said he was down there for fucking
if anything, just kill yourself. If you don't like being down there alone, then you realize your planet's not habitable.
I don't know, dude. Temptation's a very powerful emotion.
Yeah, I know.
The way he phrases it, he was like, I knew that if I pressed a button, someone would come and save me.
Yeah.
That lurking in the back of your head for years.
I'd probably do it.
Yeah.
Now that it didn't take much convincing. I think I'd do it. Probably on day 4.
Probably
dude, I ran out of beef jerky, so I 20 minutes in to show up now.
20 minutes in, you're like, yeah, I polished off the rations. I gotta go. This place is a big fucking rock, and I want to leave.
You guys lied. There's no Wi-Fi here.
Yeah.
I don't know what you were talking about. I can't watch Seinfeld.
Hey, the Batman 2 just released, so you gotta come pick me up.
You guys are coming back, right?
No,
Yeah,
dude, I'd fucking
sucks.
I'd probably press the button, dude. I'd break. I'd be a loser.
Dude.
I couldn't kill a man as handsome as Matthew McConaughey, but I'd definitely press the button and be like, sorry guys, but you might as well take me with you now.
Yeah. But if you watch the Tesseract scene and you tell me that's not one of the coolest things you've ever seen in your life, you're lying.
Yeah.
You're lying. I mean, that's ridiculous filmmaking. The fact that someone could even think of that.
Yeah.
That's how I explain all of Nolan's movies, is like the fact that someone can even think of something that interesting and cool. But not only can he think of it, he can put it on screen.
Yeah.
He can get his thoughts onto the screen in the perfect way. And that's my favorite director. I mean, that's just my boy.
The fucking wormhole.
Dude, I don't know
you
how they
fucking
got that
kidding
footage.
me?
Like, I don't know what they did to get the footage.
Dude,
of, like,
I'll tell you
everything
what they
working
did.
like that.
They
went
to a wormhole. Is what
That's
they
what
did.
they did.
That's why they got Matthew McConaughey's fucking his pilot license.
Yeah.
And he flew to a fucking wormhole.
Yeah.
That's nuts, dude. And then Gargantua
Yeah.
looks fucking crazy. It looks like NASA released a picture of a black hole. It looks just like Gargantua.
I bet.
It's fucking nuts.
Yeah. It's because Chris Nolan created it.
Yeah.
He created the black hole.
He invented black holes.
When he made Interstellar, he was like, "Oh, we need a black hole for this movie, so I'm gonna go make one.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go put one there."
Dude, he's a fucking animal, dude.
Yeah. That's my boy. But yeah, anyways, that was a life-changing experience. And if you guys aren't one of the type of person that'll go see movies that are re-released in theaters, stop being that way and do it.
Yeah. I was like that. I was like that for certain movies.
Yeah. It's like watching it for the first time again.
Yeah.
I can understand how it's like, oh, I have it at home. Why would I go leave my house and spend money?
Or it's
to
like,
watch it in
I've
theaters?
seen it a 1,000 times.
Yeah, you've never seen it in theaters though.
Yeah. I regret not going to watch Shrek 2 with you.
You should.
Yeah.
You're an asshole.
I feel bad about it.
And you should have saw Shawshank too.
I don't feel as bad about Shawshank,
Oh, wow.
but I probably should have watched it.
I love rewatching movies in theaters.
Yeah. I'm going to start
Because-
fucking just pulling the trigger. I'm like, yeah, got to.
Like Alien next weekend.
Alien, we're
That's a
definitely
sure
watching.
thing. Yeah.
Definitely watching.
Yeah, I love rewatching movies in theaters because since I've seen them before, I get to focus on little stuff and like connect dots that you can't really do on first watch. And it's just, I mean, it's a huge screen and the sound is like, dude, when you're watching Interstellar and they're docking and your fucking chair's vibrating because they're docking, like you can't replicate that at home. That makes it feel like you're there when your chair is shaking.
Dude, when he's being pulled through Gargantua and his fucking voice is vibrating and the fucking ship's doing the fucking I was like, oh my god.
Yeah, it's like when you're watching Dune and they're in their sandstorm and all the shit's hitting the ornithopter. And it's like you're inside the ornithopter.
Yeah.
So absolutely life-changing. I mean, I can't believe that happened to me. Like I can't believe like someone like me got to experience something like that.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it'll be quite to the degree, but on Wednesday we're seeing Inception in theaters.
Oh, it's gonna be like that, dude.
I mean, I love Inception, and technically I think it's higher on my all-time ranking than Interstellar, but it's gonna be like that. I'm just thinking about like the third act when it starts cutting between the van and like the mountain mission, and I fucking love that shit. Hey, Alan, fuck you. You hear that shit? Fuck you. He doesn't like Inception. He calls it Midception.
Fucking my asshole, dude.
Suck my cock. How about that?
Dude.
You don't know what you're talking about.
Listen, I don't like insulting people, but fuck you. If you don't like Inception,
earned it this time, pal.
If you don't like Inception, I fucking grow up, dude.
Dude, I mean,
grow up and get your shit together.
I can't wait to see that in theaters, dude. Hearing Time in theaters.
Dude, the hallway fight.
The hallway fight.
The avalanche.
Are you kidding me?
All right, dude.
Mombasa,
Dude, hang on. These are tight shorts, dude. Hang on.
dude.
Calm down.
Mombasa in theaters is gonna be crazy. Listen to this shit.
Insane.
I mean, I'm gonna come in my pants.
Yeah.
So
I'm gonna cry.
if Inception's coming to you guys as theaters, go see it.
Yeah.
Don't stop with the hootenanny. Go see it.
Yeah.
It's gonna change your life.
Except for Alan. You don't get to
No,
watch
especially Alan.
it. No, I don't want him to be part of the cool guy club. He made
But
his
we could turn him.
he made his bed, and now he'll lay in it.
It could possibly turn him seeing it in theaters. And Alan, if you do see it in theaters, I've got a little advice for you. You're trying to understand it when you need to just feel it.
You're not shooting the bullet. You're catching it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're not coming to come. You're catching it.
That's the secret. That's the secret sauce. Too.
Alan, you've got it set. You've got it set to M when for many when it should be set to W for Wumbo. You've got it all wrong. Fix yourself, Alan. All right,
Yeah.
Fix yourself. Inception's a masterpiece. And next up, not by my lonesome technically, but Carl didn't accompany me. I went with my real life friend.
You couldn't have made that seem more made up. And
Yeah, my real friend that definitely exists.
This real genuine guy that I know,
Yeah.
named Glorb.
Pim, this is Mip we're talking about. I watched The Ministry of Ungentlemanly Warfare.
I didn't ask you about this because I wanted you to talk to me about it on the podcast.
The new Guy Ritchie joint. As you know, the loyal scoopers know, we love Guy Ritchie around here. I mean, he's the homie.
I mean, the catalog is just stacked.
I mean, he's the only guy above Christopher Nolan. I mean, he's the best.
I mean,
Nothing I love more than Guy. This is a guy who loves Guy.
Yeah.
I'm joking. I fucking hate Guy Ritchie.
Yeah, Guy Ritchie fucking...
I despise Guy Ritchie.
His movies make me want to take an Advil.
So this movie's basically his version of Inglourious Bastards. That's what everybody's saying. And that's a pretty good, description, I guess. I mean, it's about a bunch of guys killing Nazis, you know?
Like it.
I guess that's Inglourious Bastards. But imagine everything good about Inglourious Bastards and then replace it with stuff that's bad. And then it's like that.
Oh, I got you.
Now you get it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Did it actually suck?
It's really bad. It's really fucking bad.
The guy's consistent. The guy's
Dude, you gotta respect him for that. I mean,
you gotta respect the hustle, dude. I will say, in defense of Guy Ritchie, I remember not hating The Gentleman.
I hated The Gentleman.
I liked Matthew McConaughey in The Gentleman, and I like Colin Farrell in The Gentleman. So that's two things I like versus zero things that I like, which is most of his movies. So
I like Brad Pitt in Snatch.
You're right. One was his highest number, and now he went up to 2 with The Gentleman.
And I like Jason Statham in Wrath of Man. He has one lead in each movie that I like, and then that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, Kendall was in The Gentleman.
Oh, Jeremy Strong.
Yeah.
Oh.
Tres leches. That means 3 creams.
Yeah, Guy Ritchie sucks dick. I mean, he's horrible.
Sucks.
I can't believe people like him as a director. Everything. Okay, I haven't seen Sherlock Holmes, the Robert Downey Jr. one. I have a feeling that'll probably be my favorite whenever I watch it. That just seems fun. Robert Downey Jr.
I can tell you right
Sherlock
now,
Holmes movie.
It's my favorite.
What would you give that?
Sherlock Holmes?
Yeah.
Compare the rest of his catalog, is the best thing I've ever seen in my life. But genuinely, I'd probably give... It's been a long time since I've seen it, but I'd probably give it a 3.5.
Okay. Yeah, I feel like that's probably going to be my favorite whenever I do watch it. And that's probably the only one I want to watch.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he smells...
You don't want to watch Game of Shadows?
I didn't know he made King Arthur. Did you know that?
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I do know my brother-in-law told me to watch it. He said it was sick. And then I didn't, because he's wrong about most stuff.
Yeah, so at first how I was feeling about the movie was there's two stories going on. There's the guys being dudes, which is Henry Cavill, Alan Ritchson, Henry Golding. It's like these guys, these big jacked guys on a boat doing a mission.
Okay.
And that's the more interesting storyline. And then there's another storyline with the guy who plays Jameis in Dune and Isaac Gonzalez. And their storyline is boring as shit.
Awesome.
So every time it cuts to them, I was bored as hell. And so at first I thought my review of this movie was going to be like, whenever it's the guys, it's fun. And whenever it's that storyline, it's boring. And then as the movie went on, like the more time I spent with the guys' storyline, the more bored I got.
Oh,
so
shit.
Even that storyline couldn't like keep my attention anymore. And so by the end of it, I was just like waiting for it to end.
Hell yeah.
They were doing things that should be fun to watch. Like they're at some Nazi camp, like blowing up boats and killing Nazis. And there's like one scene of Alan Ritchson going crazy with a bow.
Hell yeah.
Which was just baller as hell. And that's like one of the stars that I gave it. Like I gave it a 1.5.
There you go.
And that 1 star was for Alan Ritchson with bow and arrow. And also he's doing a Swedish accent for some reason. And
is it good?
well, here's the thing. I don't actually know. I couldn't tell if he was doing a Swedish accent as a cover, like because he was pretending to be somebody as like part of the mission. Like
So he could have been like Gorlami?
Kinda, yeah. Like
Okay.
I couldn't tell if it was Alan Ritchson playing a Swedish guy and that character's just Swedish, or if it's like an American guy that's doing a Swedish accent to try to make people think he's Swedish.
Okay.
So I really don't know which one that is, but there's a scene where there's no accent. I mean, he's talking like an American guy. So
yeah.
I'm assuming that character was doing a Swedish accent to make people think he was Swedish and he wasn't actually Swedish, because there's scenes where he forgets that his character is supposed to have an accent and he just talks like Alan Ritchson. So I'm going to go with that. Just benefit of the doubt, like he was putting on a show. But yeah, the movie's incredibly boring. And that's the thing with Guy Ritchie movies, that it's a combination of things. He normally tries to make them funny, but he's British, and British comedy is very different than American comedy, and I don't like it. I don't think his movies are funny. Even the ones that are supposed to be like his funniest, I don't think are funny. And
all of his movies feel so convoluted too.
They're always convoluted. It's always 3 days before, 24 hours later, all that shit.
Yeah.
I don't like that brand of storytelling. It bothers me.
And then he tries to jam so much into everything.
Yeah.
Everything has to be like 60 layers of shit that's going on, and only 2 of it matters. Like Wrath of Man is the perfect example of like there was 4 flashbacks of the same sequence of events told through 4 different character perspectives. One of the perspectives is a guy that's dead.
Yeah.
Doesn't give you any more feedback because the guy's fucking dead.
Yeah. Imagine if Rashomon was a piece of shit, and that's Wrath of Man.
Yeah.
So he does comedy that isn't funny. His characters are never likable. I never give a shit about the characters. The stories are always super convoluted, and I just am never interested in them. So this was no different. I mean, this is probably the worst one that I've seen. I mean, I've only
should have watched The Covenant.
I've only seen Snatch, The Gentleman, Wrath of Man, and this. And this is definitely the worst out of those.
Yeah. But people fucking love Wrath of Man and Snatch.
Yeah, people love Snatch. Wrath of Man got pretty good reviews. 3.2 on Letterboxd. The Covenant, I think I would like because it's not really a Guy Ritchie movie. It's like him doing a different thing. Mm-hmm. So since it doesn't have his Guy Ritchie-isms, I'd probably like it. It'd probably be my favorite, and it has Jake Gyllenhaal in it. But I'd rather not.
Yeah,
I'd rather not do that.
I was surprised you even wanted to go watch League of Ungentlemanly Kindness.
My friend wanted to watch a movie, and that was the one that you said you didn't mind missing. So that's why we saw it. So thanks.
Show him something here.
He wanted to go out and see a movie. So thanks for that.
Anytime, pal.
Yeah. So yeah, that was a pile of shit. 1.5. My second worst of the year, only beating out Night Swim.
Damn.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, I've heard horrible things about Night Swim.
Yeah, very bad. Stephen King liked it though.
Of course he did.
Dude, he I don't know what's up with that guy.
He's
all the drugs he did in the 80s really is catching up to him.
He's a
he
goofball,
loved
dude.
the Flash too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. But so did Tom Cruise apparently. And I trust Tom. I trust Tom with my life.
I don't see Tom shitting on any movie he's ever seen. I think if you ask him
he
about
just
a movie,
loves movies too much.
If you ask him about a movie, he's like, "Oh, dude, yes."
Dude, I love The Open House. Of course. It's awesome.
Yeah.
You kidding me? Movies. Popcorn.
Yeah.
And then the next
you don't take
day...
Ritalin, do you?
You ever heard of Ritalin? You have a couch I can jump on? So, the next day I watched Francis Ford Coppola's Bram Stoker's Dracula.
I think I have that on my watch list of like want to watch.
Yeah, you expressed interest in watching it, but I had nothing left other than that to watch, so...
No, it's fun.
And you were gone, and I just had to watch it. It was a rec from Oscar, and this one's actually like pretty simple review. Francis Ford Coppola's direction is amazing. It's so cool. He's doing so much like experimental stuff with the editing, and like he's using a lot of CGI in 1992. That's not very common.
Shit, yeah.
And just a really cool style, like this gothic, weird, like gothic fantasy vibe. And I mean, he snapped. Like there's crazy transitions where like the shot will end on a clock, and then it'll cut to the next scene, and it's like a guy's eye, and it's a perfect outline of where his eye fills in where the clock was. Like, just awesome directing stuff like that.
Yeah.
You know, and so I loved the direction, but I thought the story and the script was boring as shit.
Awesome.
They basically turned Dracula into like a romance.
Jesus.
And I just didn't find it interesting whatsoever. I didn't care about Dracula. I didn't care about Keanu Reeves, who has a dog shit accent. I don't know why they cast him in.
That's
crazy. I think that was a studio mandate. Like we were saying about movie stars and studios wanting stars.
Yeah.
I think that they said Keanu Reeves just came off Point Break and you're putting him in your movie and that's it. And you've got to, like, there's no way Francis Ford Coppola thought that he was the best person to play that role.
Yeah.
Like, he feels so out of place.
Yeah.
And I don't think that was his choice. I think he was forced to do that. But, yeah, I think that's pretty much all it is. Like, A+ directing and, like, a D- script. Like, I just don't... A lot of people like the script, and some people really, really love this movie, and I guess I can understand that, but... And I like romance movies. It's not like because it's a romance, I'm not going to like it. There's romance movies I like, but this specifically just couldn't give two shits about what was happening. So I still gave it a 3.
I don't go to a Dracula movie for romance.
Yeah, it's disappointing. But like, if you just look at stills from the movie, if you look up 92 Dracula cinematography and just look at the shit he put on screen, like, it is really, really amazing. But I just think it's boring, and I wish the script was better, because if it had a better script, it could have been a 5 out of 5. insanely well made from Coppola's angle.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just thought it was boring. So
Hell yeah.
unfortunate. I gave it a 3 because I still love the direction, and it's something I could possibly see myself watching again one day.
You think it's worth me checking out?
I'd keep it on your watch list. I wouldn't like remove it, but I wouldn't say like get on it stat.
I gotcha.
Yeah. And then I guess we can go ahead and I'll do one more thing before we get into Abigail, since that's like the main topic, I guess.
Okay.
My pal Ben wrecked me Napoleon Dynamite.
Hell yeah.
I wanted something fun. That was my only. He said, like, what kind of movie do you want? I just said something fun, and he gave me Napoleon Dynamite, which I was excited about because it's like one of the biggest classic comedies that I haven't seen, and I didn't like it.
Ooh.
I gave it a 2-star.
Oh my god.
I was not a fan. I just think that the comedy's dated and not really that funny to me. I could see being like 13 and really thinking it's funny, but I just don't think the comedy's aged well. I don't really care about the characters. And that's, I mean, it's a comedy that I don't think is funny. So that's kind of all I need to say. I mean, I don't really need to go into much more than that. Yeah. I think the guy that they cast as Napoleon's great, of course. Like, he's a perfect casting for that character, and he's super iconic. But I just didn't think it was funny. I told you, one of the funny parts is when Uncle Rico throws the steak at him while he's riding his bike.
Knocks him off the bike.
He grabs the steak. He goes, "Hey, watch this!" And then hurls the steak at his head.
Beams him right in the head. Dude.
Yeah. And there was one other part. I can't remember what happened, but there was another part I thought was funny, and I can't think of it. But it has something to do with Napoleon doing something and then doing his stupid run.
Oh.
It's something along those lines.
I thought it was funny. I've never been a big fan.
I think I remember.
What's up?
His Uncle Rico or his dad or someone's telling him to do something, and then I can't remember the word he used, but he tells him to eat a piece of crap.
I don't think I remember that.
But I don't know. I mean, the way he said it was funny, but
yeah, I've never been a huge fan of Napoleon Dynamite either. Even like when I was young and I watched it, I've seen it like 4 times.
Oh,
but there are a couple things I thought Rico throwing the steak was funny. When
the guy from Office Space plays the karate coach.
Yeah,
he's really funny.
Yeah, he is.
And he also plays Tank in Surf's Up. So shout out to him.
Hell yeah.
But yeah, he's teaching the karate class, and he's just like, he has no idea what he's doing, but he's so confident.
He's talking about how fucking cool he is.
Yeah.
Like, you see what I got on right now?
Do you think people would want to fight a guy like me that's wearing the pants I'm wearing?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's probably the best scene in the movie to me. That was like the only scene that had my type of comedy style.
Yeah.
And then that never happened again. But I just remembered the scene I was talking about. He was like, why don't you go outside, Napoleon? How about you go do something? He was like, why don't you eat a decrepit piece of crap? And I don't know. It's not funny now that I'm saying it, but like at the time, I thought it was funny.
I liked when he used the time machine. He's like, go, kills, go. And he's just fucking tasing his balls to pieces, dude. That was funny. But other than that, I don't really like the movie that much.
Yeah. Just not for me, not my comedy style. Its time has come and gone. Yeah. I think if I watched it as a kid, I'd probably like it, but
yeah, it is cool that such a
low budget movie,
B grade comedy like made such an impact in the world, because so many people love Napoleon Dynamite.
Yeah,
like I don't really like it a ton, but it's iconic. Like if anyone could get up and start doing the Napoleon Dynamite dance, everyone's gonna know what it is.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's cool.
Not really a fan of that, unfortunately, but. Main topic, we can get into Abigail.
Abigail.
Which is a movie that I thought was going to be quite stinky.
I was wrong. I made fun of the trailer. Every time I saw it, I would like lean over and be like, look at this fucking piece of shit. And once you watch, now that we've watched the movie, I understand like why the trailer was so bad. And I don't think that you can really do a trailer for this movie. We talked about it. Yeah. I don't think you can do a promotional, like a trailer for this movie, and it's gonna go bad, like in some way.
It's a lose-lose, because we were talking about this. So I'm not a fan of the fact that the trailer revealed that she's a vampire. Mm-hmm. I think that would have been cool to find out in the theater. I think you could have made a trailer where possibly you just hint that she's fucked up in some way, and you're trapped in a house with a little girl that's crazy. Something along those lines. But I think you either have to sell it as like a straight up horror movie, like what Malignant did. Like Malignant's trailer is just a generic horror trailer, and that's how they sold it. But they went with like the horror comedy trailer, which if you're selling the fact that it's a comedy, you kind of have to show that she's a vampire to connect those two. Like if you're not showing that she's a vampire, then why is it a comedy? And it's like it's a lose-lose. You either commit to the serious horror movie, probably sell less tickets. People don't know what they're getting into. You might get more negative reviews because there's people that wanted a serious horror movie and they got this goofy, campy shit that they weren't expecting. Yeah. But so I think it's kind of a lose-lose, but I don't like that for the whole first half of the movie, you know that these characters are trapped in a house with a girl that's a vampire and they don't. Yeah. So it's dramatic irony, and I'm just not a fan of that. I think it removes a lot of the fun, and you're just waiting for characters to catch up to where you're at. Yeah. Instead of experiencing it with them. So I think they should have found another way to do a trailer and sell the movie, because if you were like in the situation with them from the beginning, this might have been like a 4.5. Yeah. Like this might have been like a much better score than it got. But the first half, it's good, it's solid. The characters are good, and there's some funny jokes, and there's nothing bad about it, but it's just, like I said, you already know the situation, and you're waiting for characters to catch up to you, and that's not fun. Yeah. I mean, that's never going to be fun. So once they find out that she's a vampire, which isn't a spoiler, that's, it's in the trailer. Yeah. Once they find out that she's a vampire, the movie shifts into high gear, and it becomes an absolute blast.
Yeah, dude. It's so much fun. Everything, like, and then I love the crew that they have too. Mm-hmm. Like, I thought that with all the characters that they showed, like some of them would just be kind of forgettable, but I really liked all of them.
Yeah, it wasn't a huge group. I think it was only 6 people. Yeah, and everyone had their own like distinct personality. They were all pretty funny. The actors just had great chemistry together.
Yeah, dude, that guy that played Blob in X-Men Origins.
Oh yeah, yeah. I think you're talking about
the muscle guy.
No, I think you should be referencing Wild Hogs.
You're right. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I was talking about a lesser
than film.
Yeah,
yeah. We're talking about the guy from Wild Hogs.
The guy from Wild Hogs. Yeah. That guy is hilarious in the movie. I don't know his name, but shout out to that guy.
Yeah, his name's Peter Durand, and there's a scene where they find out she's a vampire, and then so they start going through everything. They're trying to like figure out how to handle it, and he's like, and the guy's like, okay, what do we know about vampires? And he goes, that they're not real. And they just skip past it like he didn't say it and start naming shit. And that's not real. That was so funny to me.
That was one of the best lines you could have thrown out.
Yeah. And then he tells like they say that vampires, they're allergic to garlic. And, he was like, all right, go in the kitchen. You go in the kitchen, get some garlic, and come back in here. And then she comes back like a minute later, and he's like, those are fucking onions. And it's a funny movie, and it's fun, and the third act is like bloody as hell, gory as shit. The final act, the final set piece reminded me of like a lesser than version of Evil Dead's ending,
Yeah.
where there's just fucking blood everywhere.
Yeah, dude. And then the set too, that house, incredible.
Yeah, great set design. The gore's great. The kills are fun.
Yeah.
I mean, like, I don't know. I don't really have any complaints with the second half of the movie. I think it was executed. I think if you like stuff like Ready or Not and like the Scream movies, like, you'll probably like this. I don't see why you wouldn't. There's nothing to really dislike about it, in my opinion, which is, I mean, it's odd that I've been seeing some like negative reviews of it because it's just fun. Like, it's not, it knows exactly what it is.
Yeah.
And it's just trying to be fun. It's not trying to be Hereditary.
Yeah. You're there for a good time.
Yeah. And I think that's what vampire movies kind of should be. I think the best vampire movies are typically pretty lighthearted and like just trying to have fun. And I think that's what this movie does really well.
Yeah. I don't know. I really, until I watched this movie and we started talking about vampire movies, I didn't realize how few vampire movies I had seen. Mm-hmm. But I added a bunch of fucking vampire shit to my list. I want to watch Nosferatu really bad.
Oh, yeah. Nosferatu.
Dude, the fucking picture of him standing in front of like a sail
scared me when I was a kid. Dude, I remember when I was a kid and like the Hashling Slasher episode came on, I would change the channel like before the Nosferatu clip came up because I've seen it so many times that I knew it was coming up, and I was like, nope.
I don't want to see his scary face.
Disney Channel for 2 minutes while that
happens. Kind
happens.
of crazy that they allowed them to put a picture of Nosferatu
crazy,
on
dude.
there.
That's crazy. They were. It's also like, why did you do that? Like, this is a kid's show,
dude. Just to fuck with you. It's like Courage the Cowardly Dog, dude.
But that show was always creepy.
Yeah. Like,
SpongeBob isn't that. It's never been creepy once.
That's true.
And then this one part of this one episode, they were like, you want to see some fucked up shit? Like, Jesus. Yeah, I gave Annabelle a 3.5. Or, not Annabelle. Definitely didn't give Annabelle a 3.5.
Yeah. Annabelle has less than those.
A lot
stars.
less than that. I gave Abigail a 3.5.
Heck yeah.
Oh, there's another joke with Peter Durand that I can't say because it's like plot details kind of, but it has to do with Abigail and her name.
Her name was Abigail.
Yeah, that was funny. But yeah, it's very similar to Ready or Not, and I think if you like that, you should check it out. Don't want to get into spoilers because it's so new.
Yeah.
And it's not like a big movie that everybody's seen, like Dune 2. Like, it's something that probably here and there people have seen. But
yeah, if you like fun stuff, go check it out for sure.
Yeah.
You'll have a good time.
Yeah. And Dan Stevens might be the man.
Fucking popping off, dude.
I mean, I had never heard of this guy until Godzilla vs. X Kong. And he was one of the most charismatic people in that movie. And he was really good in this. I still don't know if he's British or not in real life. I think he is.
I think he is.
And if he is British, his American accent is godly.
Yeah, I think he is.
He was doing like a Philly accent in this movie.
Yeah.
Like, it wasn't just a standard American accent. He was getting specific with it. And he sounded so genuine.
Yeah.
It didn't even sound like an accent. It didn't sound like Keanu Reeves in Dracula.
No.
And that guy's super talented. And Melissa Barrera's in this, and she plays Joey, and I thought she's gotten so much better since the Scream movies. I think the first Scream movie she's in, she's not very good. And then the one after that, Scream 7, I think it was, or 6?
Yeah.
Scream 6, I think. That one, she was better. And in this, she's like really fucking good.
Yeah, she was crushing it, dude.
Probably my favorite performance in the movie. And so I'm excited to see what she does next.
Shout out to the little girl, too.
Yeah.
She did really good.
Alicia Weir, I believe is her name. She, in the trailer, she seems bad. It seems kind of cringy and bad in the trailer, but in the movie it actually works really well, and she doesn't come off cringy at all. It feels very right.
Yeah.
And yeah, her performance, she's asked to do a lot of different things in that role, and she kills it.
Crushes it.
Yeah, I think it was her first performance too.
That's crazy.
So yeah. Oh no, she was Matilda.
Oh, she played. Oh,
she was like in a new Netflix Matilda thing.
Oh,
I don't
gotcha.
watch Matilda things, so I didn't, I just heard that from other reviews that she was in that.
Sure, buddy. I'm sure
I
that's
don't
how
know
it
what
went.
Matilda's about. I just know it's about someone named Matilda.
I think she has magic powers.
That checks out.
Yeah. She can make stuff float.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah,
Anyways.
she did good.
So that's all we've got on the watch list. You didn't have anything, right?
No, just Shogun.
Okay. So we'll talk about the May releases coming up in the next month. We'll talk about how excited we are and score predictions.
Okay.
First up, The Fall Guy.
The Fall Guy.
Now, this is, for me, like a guaranteed 4.
Yeah, minimum.
I mean, where I'm at with Ryan Gosling is just, I love everything he does except for The Gray Man. And
Only God Forgives.
I don't even know what that is.
I've never heard of such a thing.
I've never heard of a movie like that. But the trailer just has me sold. I love the cast. And I just think David Leitch makes fun movies.
Yeah.
Deadpool 2, Bullet Train, Fall Guy. I just think he makes movies that, like I was saying, kind of just, like I was saying about Abigail, they just know what they are.
Yeah.
And he just makes movies that are fun.
He owns it.
And he's like if Guy Ritchie was good. It's kind of how I feel about David Leitch. I just think it looks like a blast. Some good action, good comedy.
Yep.
Ryan Gosling in like a fish out of water scenario where he's like scared of everything.
Yeah.
Sounds awesome.
And it looks like his chemistry with Emily Blunt's really good too.
Yeah.
So I think it's going to be a guaranteed 4 at least.
I just don't see how it gets any lower than that for me, because if it just has like funny Ryan Gosling in it, 4.
The only way it could be less is if after 20 minutes in the movie
he dies,
they kill him off, and then Michael Cera takes
replaces
over.
him. Yeah. That's the only way. Like, I just think it's so much of like things I like.
Yeah.
That I can see someone not liking it. If Ryan Gosling like isn't one of your favorite actors and he's just like, oh yeah, he's good, like, and you don't like action movies, you don't like David Leitch, I could see it not being for someone, but for me, it's like, I think it's going to be awesome.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be right up my alley. Like something I probably see like once or probably twice, possibly 3 times. I don't know.
Yeah, no, I agree. I agree with all that.
And my prediction's a 4.
Yeah. Mine too.
Okay. Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes.
I'm really excited for Kingdom.
What a lovely day!
I will learn.
God, I love those movies so much.
He says, what does he say in the trailer? You'll die together. And he goes, no. Together. Strong. Oh my God, dude.
Don't get me hard.
I know. It's crazy.
What are you doing? I think it's going to be good. My prediction's a 4.
I was gonna say I wish it was like different, but mine's a 4 too.
Yeah,
Just because like even just visuals alone, like the shit, like their kingdom. He's like walking out of this crazy like crash ship. You see the shot of that girl running up the log and jumping onto the horse.
Mm-hmm.
They're horseback through an abandoned city. Like it looks like it's gonna be great, and I'm so excited to be back in that world.
Yeah.
That like I think it's going to be a 4.
Yeah. This movie doesn't have the floor that I think The Fall Guy has. Like I said, I think The Fall Guy's minimum is a 4 for me. But this, I could see getting low. Like, I could see it going south because I love this franchise so much that I care a lot about it. And if I see them take a shit on it,
yeah,
I'm gonna reflect that in my score. But I'm expecting to like it, and I'm expecting it to be good. But there is a world where it's like not good characters, not good story, and just basic blockbuster shit, and I give it like a 2.5 or something.
Yeah.
And it bothers me even more because I'm such a fan of the other movies.
Yeah. The first thing they say is Caesar was never home, and you're like, this is bullshit.
Yeah.
I'm leaving. I'm fucking leaving.
Yeah. And I could see it like really knocking it out of the park and being like a 4.5 to a 5.
Yeah.
I mean, 5 is probably a stretch, but
do you think that the floor?
I never thought Top Gun Maverick would be a 5. I mean, some like crazy.
That was nuts.
Like, I don't know. I mean, I'm leaving the door open for it. I think it's possible.
Do you think the ceiling is higher for Kingdom than Fall Guy?
I think both of their ceilings are a 4.5, to be honest.
Think so.
Yeah. I don't see the Fall Guy with the concept of it.
I don't see it hitting
I don't see it
peak.
being a 5. Because 5's typically my rule for a 5 is that it has to like really connect with me.
Yeah. Unless there's just a ton of Ryan Gosling comedy in the Fall Guy that we haven't seen.
But being funny connects with me. So like that's it. I don't mean it has to make me cry, but there are some things that I have at a 5 that are just really cool and don't really like connect with me, like Thief and Collateral.
Yeah.
Like I just love those movies because I think they're awesome, but they don't connect with me, I guess. But typically that's my rule.
Yeah.
Is that it has to like hit me for it to be a 5. And I just don't think the Fall Guy or Rise can really do that.
Yeah.
Unless they just tap into like what Reeves did.
Yeah.
Because Dawn's a 5 for me. So I mean,
yeah, Dawn.
living up to Matt Reeves is no easy task.
Yeah,
so.
you got some big shoes to put on, guy.
Yeah, just ask PTA. I mean,
yeah,
it's not easy passing Matt Reeves. So yeah, 4 is my prediction for that. The Strangers Part 1.
Not excited for that.
Oh, you're not excited?
No, I don't really like The Strangers.
Because you're stupid?
Well, I never watched the second one. What was this? The Strangers New Blood? Strangers Dark Side of the Moon? Is that what it was? Strangers
at Night.
Revenge of the Stinkers. Yeah, I never watched that one, but I didn't really like the first Strangers all that much. Kind of crazy that they're making another Strangers now that I think about it.
Well, yeah, I mean, I don't really know what the idea with these new Strangers movies is. It seems like they're trying to make a prequel. Because I remember the words coming up on the trailer saying, like, how they became the Strangers or something like that. So it seems like it's a prequel. But I thought it was just... When this was announced, I thought it was just going to be a reboot. Like, not connected to the old one at all. I have the original Strangers at a 3. I think it's pretty good. I think there are scenes that really stand out. And I think the line of her saying, "Why are you doing this?" and they say, "Because you were home," is really fucking creepy to me.
Yeah.
And The Strangers is scary because it's something that could happen, and it's based on true stories. So that's kind of why I like it, and I think the masks are cool, and I do like how it's a slow burn, and there's things I like about it, but it is kind of slow. Like it's not the best horror movie. I wouldn't say a remake or a reboot is like a bad idea, but if it's a prequel, I don't think that's necessary. I think probably a reboot is good enough.
Yeah. Do you think that a prequel, like, explaining why they're doing this stuff, like, would take away at all to The Strangers?
Probably. If they give, like...
Because if you're, like... If the "because you were home" was, like, a really cool line to you...
It's so cool.
But now you know her motivation, it kind of takes away from that.
Here's the thing. If they explain who the Strangers are and why they're doing what they're doing, that would be bad.
Yeah.
But if they're just showing another, like
like
more
their
shenanigans.
First kill.
Yeah, they're showing like another event happening before the events of the original movie, and that's it. Like, I don't think that would ruin anything if you just show us an additional invasion. Yeah. But if they're like, yeah, this one was abused by her foster parents and blah blah blah, like it would ruin a lot of the mysterious nature of The Strangers, the first one. So, but what's your prediction for it?
I think that... Let me give it a 3.
Oh, okay.
That's my prediction. I don't see it getting much higher than that. And I think that's probably like the highest that it would probably get. So 3.
Your prediction is the highest that you think it can go?
Yeah, I think it's going to be a 3.
The way you talk about it seems like it would be lower than a 3.
Well,
it's a reboot of a movie you already don't like.
well, that's the thing. If it's a reboot, then I could see it changing directions into something cooler. But if it's a prequel, I could see it really being terrible.
This is probably something we could research and find out, but we're bad at our jobs.
Yep.
So we just don't know.
That's how we fucking do it.
We'll do it live.
How we do it on the Film Scoop.
Yeah, my prediction's also a 3.
Okay.
I think I'll like it, and I think that could be a surprise movie.
Yeah,
that, no one thought would be good and ends up being good.
Yeah, if they redo it and throw in some interesting concepts, it's even kind of sick.
Yeah. Also, that's the one that has. Isn't that the one that has the Cage the Elephant song in the trailer?
I don't know.
I think it's The Strangers Part 1. It's a horror movie, which I'm a fan of taking happy songs and slowing them down and making them the songs for horror trailers.
Yeah.
I think that's really cool.
Yeah.
So I think it's The Strangers Part 1 that did it. But
The
it's a trailer playing in theaters right now, and they have a Cage the Elephant song, and I think that's awesome.
Yeah, dude.
It's really cool.
Get the fucking Us song.
Dude, because that's what they do in The Strangers. In The Strangers, she plays a vinyl, and it's a happy song that gets replayed over and over again, and it becomes really creepy.
Yeah.
And, it becomes a big motif in the movie, and it's really cool. So maybe they do something like that again in The Strangers with, a KG Elephant song. I don't know. But, yeah, 3 for me. What's your prediction for I Saw the TV Glow?
This one is going to be hard to put a prediction on because I think it looks crazy. I have no idea what that movie is going to be about. And I didn't watch World's Fair, but you did. So, I don't even know... I don't know much about the person. I'd probably go... I'm going to go with a 3 on that one as well.
So I think that the trailer looks interesting, but I really don't like We're All Going to the World's Fair. So I'm just going to bank on it being similar to We're All Going to the World's Fair and me not liking it. I hope I'm wrong and I like it a lot, but I'm thinking I'll probably give it a 2.
Oh, dang. What'd you give World's Fair?
I think a 2.5, which probably should lower.
I will say the trailer to I Saw the TV Glow, they play really cool music. And I took that into account. If they're going to be playing cool music throughout it, then that excites me.
I gave World's Fair a 2. So I'm predicting the same score for TV Glow. I hope it's better.
I hope so too.
And
the visuals look really cool.
Yeah. The visuals do look really cool.
Yeah, it looks really, really weird and creative and just kind of neat. Like I said, I like the songs that they were playing. I like the look of everything. And the trailer doesn't really give you a lot of information.
Yeah, which I like a lot.
Yeah, so it really interested me.
I think that's the one with the guy from Dungeons and Dragons, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I like him.
Yeah, he's a cool guy.
Next up, Furiosa.
My prediction for Furiosa.
Lady and gentlemen.
Ready, steady, go!
That was a great impression.
Thank you. It's really weird seeing him
in a good movie.
No, I was gonna say seeing him go super deep into his Australian accent, because usually he's trying to be American, but now he's like in Australia, and like there's a scene in the trailer where he's like, "So full of hope, there is no hope."
Yeah.
And I was like, he like screams at her. I was like, Chris, stop it.
Stop it, you rascal.
Yeah. It's really cool.
Dude,
I think my prediction for it's going to be a 4. I could see it being higher, but I think I'm going to land at a 4 initially.
Dude, when the IMAX trailer plays in the IMAX theater, or like we saw Interstellar in RPX, which is like a Regal thing. It's like slightly less good as IMAX. Mm-hmm. It's like a step down from IMAX, but a step up from standard theater. And I kind of love RPX actually because I feel like it's the same experience as IMAX, but with recliner seats.
Yeah.
Because IMAX, you're elbow to elbow with people in stadium seats that don't recline and uncomfortable as shit. And the closer you are to people, the more hot you get. And so...
Always hot as shit in IMAX, dude.
So I actually kind of prefer RPX to IMAX. Because I saw Interstellar in RPX and like... I could not tell a difference between that and IMAX, other than me being comfortable and not having some oaf next to me.
Yeah.
But yeah, when the new Furiosa trailer has this like part of the score that plays in one part of the trailer that I just think sounds so fucking cool.
Oh my god!
It's the part where like there's a bunch of cars like chasing each other around a turn, around like a big rock formation.
Yeah.
And it's the craziest fucking... I'm going to see if I can pull it up real quick.
Hell yeah, dude.
Because it gets me rock hard. I mean, my prediction is a 4.5.
4.5?
I think it's going to be ridiculous.
Yeah, yep. I'm so excited for it, dude.
Got it pulled up here. Let me wait for the right time. Oh my god. Yeah, this.
Oh my god,
dude. Dude, that little...
Disgusting.
That's gonna go fucking crazy.
Yeah, dude.
In the theater.
You know what the Mad Max, like Fury Road and Furiosa do in their trailers that I really like, and I don't know why? But they do the floating words in the middle of scenes.
Yeah.
Gets me hard. Don't know why.
I don't think I knew that Mad Max Fury Road did it because I haven't really seen those trailers.
Yeah.
But it's cool.
Yeah.
I like it in this. Yeah. I just got the book Blood, Sweat, and Chrome about the making of Fury Road. And I started reading it today. I'm on like page 15. And it's going to make me love Fury Road so much more.
Dude, it's just so good.
Did you know George Miller was a doctor?
What?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Yeah, he stopped being a doctor to make movies.
Dude. I need to start pursuing my dreams. There's all these stories. George Miller was a doctor and stopped to make movies. James Cameron was a fucking truck driver and started making movies.
Yeah.
Why can't I do some cool shit like that, dude?
Yeah, I know. But yeah, I'm hopefully I can finish that book before we see Furiosa because I just feel like that would just add to the experience. But
I think the blood and sweat section probably comes with just the editing.
Yeah,
that's just the editor.
Yeah. No, I think Furiosa is gonna be gnarly. It's something that like as time has went on, I've gotten more and more excited about.
Yeah.
Just because, like, I mean, it's a sequel to Fury Road. Like, it's a prequel, but it's kind of a sequel to Fury Road.
Yeah.
And
I don't care. I'm ready to strap the boots on, dude. I want to see some fucking trucks smashing people for some more fucking flaming guitars. Mm-hmm. I want it all.
Yeah.
I want it all.
What do you think they should name the new character, like, instead of Rictus Erectus? Like, what erotic name can they think of? Because you got to have at least one.
Oh,
since they can't have Rictus Erectus, let's think of one. Boobus. I mean, it's got to end in, like, the us, like
Oh, I was gonna do Lars the
Erectus.
Labia.
Lars the Labia.
Yeah,
That's pretty awesome.
it's pretty sick. Yeah.
Oh man, this is hard on the spot.
Yeah, it's coming up with the us.
He really hit the nail on the head with
Yeah.
Rictus Erectus. Can't really.
Erectus.
you can't really. You can't really top that.
Him with the old John Ballcock.
What about
Holding two dicks.
that's a good name, but that's not like a George Miller Mad Max name.
I know.
Good thing we're not writers.
I know.
Can't think of a name to
Thaddeus.
Dictus. That's too close to Erectus.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe we got to come up with something original.
That's what we just did.
Like not with the
Thaddeus
us.
Dictus.
Like not with the us.
Oh,
Because whatever we do with the like us is going to be very similar to Rectus
Thaddeus
Erectus.
Dickenstein.
That's the one.
Thaddeus Cockburger.
Thaddeus
Leonard Cockburger.
Penis Man. Leonard Cockburger.
Whoa, I got one. Cock Eater Jones. Imagine getting chased on a car with a guy on the front of it playing a guitar, spouting flames, and his name's Cock Eater Jones.
Get him, Cock Eater.
You're having a bad day.
Yeah,
That's
you're not
what
having a
you're
good time.
that's what's happening to you.
Yeah. Dixon ass.
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
Dixon anus.
Oh my god.
All right, I think that's enough.
Okay.
I think that's quite enough, sir. And then last one, In a Violent Nature.
Um,
By the way, this isn't every movie coming out in May, but these are the ones we're going to see.
In a Violent Nature, I'm gonna go with my prediction. Is I think I'm gonna go 3.5.
I have the same prediction.
Ooh. And the only reason why I say 3.5 is because like the concept of the movie, what I've seen, is really interesting. But I also don't know if an entire movie of what that is.
Dude, this could... I don't know what the reviews are, but like in theory, this could go really south.
Yeah.
This could be like a 1 star.
Yeah. You know what I mean? Like if that's the movie,
Oh, yeah.
if that's the whole movie, yikes.
It could be rough. But it's like one of those things that if it's executed properly, it could be like insane.
Yeah.
So I think probably a 3.5 too. That's how I'm feeling. But like I said, it could go south.
Yeah.
Pretty. I mean, if you guys know the concept of the movie, I mean, you can see how pretty easily how it could go bad.
Yeah.
But yeah, 3.5 for me. I think it should be good.
Yeah.
Garfield's also coming out, but I'm not watching that, so I didn't put it on there.
Oh, what a fucking amateur, dude. You gotta always check and see what a Garfield's up to. What kind of shenanigans he's getting.
Oh, there's
in.
also a movie coming out next weekend called Alien. What's your prediction for that?
Alien?
Yeah.
What? Are you fucking
All right,
with
so
me?
you just... All right, never mind. Yeah, I thought I was...
Oh, because we're watching Alien?
I mean, I thought I was in the midst of, like, a professional with, like, comedic timing, but I guess not.
You're talking about because we're
I was
watching
making
Alien?
a joke about how we're seeing Alien in theaters next weekend,
Oh,
and we
okay.
already know that it's a great movie.
Yeah.
So it would be funny if we predicted, like, a 3 or whatnot.
I got you. Yeah.
But never mind, I guess.
Well, just, you gotta, say stuff that's funny for it to be funny.
I feel like that was a good joke, and you just
I don't
soiled
think,
it.
I don't think
I
so.
mean, the Scoopers will tell us.
They'll tell us.
Yeah, they'll tell us. And what do you know? I have a feeling what they're going to tell us is that Carl's an idiot.
I don't know.
I know it's I know, crazy.
I think you're
ridiculous concept.
Wrong. I think you did a bad joke.
I think you're just.
But you know what? If I am wrong, it can't be Alan that tells me I'm wrong because he doesn't like Inception.
I mean, that's pretty valid reasoning.
Yeah. Anyone else? You can tell me I'm wrong.
Game.
Yeah, but
unless Alan comes around. I mean, there's hope.
He's off the table. He can't be your ace in the hole.
I mean, look at Max. Max initially gave The Nice Guys a 2, and he watched it recently and gave it a 4.
Yeah, he forgot you had to have your eyes open when you watched the movie.
Yeah, that's what I've been telling Alan. I was like, you should try watching Inception, but like open your eyes this time.
Yeah, maybe actually watch the movie.
I hope this helps.
Give him an instruction book on how to watch
how to open your eyes.
Dude. He's going to be full-blown Doctor Strange with a third eye opening.
Yeah, Alan needs to go deeper. I mean, that's all it is. He mustn't be afraid to dream a little bigger, darling.
Yeah.
So
he's only 2 layers deep.
Yeah.
Me and you were 4 or 5 easy.
Easy. I mean, that's chump change. I mean, I'm 7 layers deep before breakfast.
Well, I got like you're 4 or 5. I got held back a year.
Oh yeah.
So I'm like 3.
Yeah. For not getting the alien joke, you got held back.
Yeah. I woke up. I woke up once.
Yeah, but no, I'm in a hospital bed with my dad with a safe next to him.
Yeah.
By breakfast. I mean, early in the morning.
Yeah. He's already summited that.
I mean, I've got a team outside trying to destroy me in the snow.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter. I'm getting my coffee regardless. So, yeah. I think next episode we will be talking about Challengers, which we could have been seeing the early access screening tonight, but we had to record the scoop, so you're welcome.
Yeah.
The sacrifices we make behind the scenes that you guys will.
I get up every morning.
It to the chin. I mean, you'll just never hear about them.
You'll never know how hard I work for you guys.
You know what else I could be doing is driving to Charlotte and seeing Spider-Man 2 in theaters.
Oh my god, dude!
I had to record the scoop. I have my priorities.
We spoil you guys, I tell you. You are lucky to have us.
But I tell you, I think there's a couple more screenings tomorrow. I'm trying to decide. They don't have Spider-Man 2 screenings here. So I'd have to drive like at least an hour, to see Spider-Man 2 tomorrow. But I need to get new tires on my car. I need to get an inspection by the 30th, because the 30th is when my license expires, and I don't want to have to go in person. Mm-hmm. And if you wait for it to expire, you have to go in person.
Yeah.
So I want damn sure to get it done before then, so I can do it online. So
Are your tire treads legally past the...
No, I got an inspection today and they failed. I failed the inspection because I knew I needed new tires because they told me when I got my oil changed.
Yeah, I didn't know if they were...
I didn't know they would fail me though.
Yeah, there's like...
He was like, the wire's showing on your tires, so you should get new ones.
The wires.
How about be a man?
Yeah.
Yeah.
How about
it's not winter
shut
time.
up? Yeah.
There's no ice on the roads. I'm fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think I'm going to have to do the responsible thing and get new tires tomorrow instead of going to drive an hour to see Spider-Man 2.
Shucks.
I mean, don't talk to me. I'm in shambles. But yeah. Challengers. I think the Fall Guy? No. That's going to be on that Tuesday. I don't think the Fall Guy will be next episode.
Jesus Christ Vampire Hunter?
Yeah, we'll obviously be talking about Jesus Christ Vampire Hunter, Alien re-release. And that's probably it. I know when we do the Fall Guy episode, we're going to be ranking every Ryan Gosling movie.
Dude.
I can tell you that.
I'll have to jerk off beforehand. I'll have to get all the nuts out.
Overloaded.
Yeah. I'll have to get all the nuts out before.
You'll just have to chop your balls off.
Yeah, I'll have to tie them up.
Can't take any chances.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have to put a little tourniquet on them.
Yeah. So, yeah. I think that's all we got for this episode. Thanks for listening. We appreciate it. We'll see you next week on the film scoop.